Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Laura Canfield Show. And I'm so excited today. We have a new speaker, a new guest on our show. First time, Maria Martinez. Maria Martinez. I think I'm getting the
Martinez,
Austrian.
Martinez, it's okay.
I was like, what? Yeah, so Maria's here with us, and I'm so excited because her energies are like amazing, totally amazing, and she is spot on intuitively. But not just that. I mean, Caroline just mentioned, she's such a wonderful energy and integrity and authenticity. And I'm just so glad that I met Maria because it's like she opened up new ways of looking at things and new ways of being. So it's like, oh, this is interesting. I did not know I was even gonna go there and look at these kinds of things. And it's like, wow, interesting. So for those of you who may not know, because she may be new to you as well, Maria is a spiritual coach, a multidimensional healer, an energy alchemist, a breakthrough specialist, and wealth consciousness activator. She supports people in identifying their gifts and talents, discovering their life purpose, living as their full expression, and achieving happiness, joy, fulfillment, and prosperity. She has the unique ability to see, feel, and hear your deepest desires and what is clearly in your way. She's a catalyst for change, healing, and transformation, and she can help remove all your blocks to having it all, living abundantly, and manifesting your unique, extraordinary life. And you can read more on the live page in the bio. Like I said, Maria, I just had a session with Maria, I think it was Monday, and we had a wonderful conversation. And then spontaneously, she started working with me, and it's like, oh, this was wonderful, so great. So thank you again, Maria. It was just fabulous.
You're welcome.
So because it's your first time on our show, could you just tell us a little bit about your story, how you got started in this healing and being a spiritual coach, a multidimensional healer? And, how was that for you?
Yes, thank you. Well, I've actually been doing this for a long time. I was really born with my gifts, and I really realized what my gifts were around the ages of 4, where I started seeing some of the guides show up, and then they would actually take me to do the work. I did a lot of spiritual healing with the physical body and spirit. So we would travel to different dimensions, different lifetimes, and they would sort of show me the process and give me the tools. And I realized that it wasn't a dream, that it was happening consistently and often. And then they would started showing up throughout the day. So that's kind of like when I realized I have something different, or something is still awakened within me. In my journey, what was interesting is that I didn't really have a lot of people around me to support that, because I do come from a lineage of very connected and gifted people, but there was a lot of trauma and violence around that. So they didn't really know how to support me. So they actually tried to suppress it and keep me safe. So for several years, I didn't do anything with it until my college years, where it just ignited. Something happened, and I had so many often visitors taking me, and really where I really received my training was from my guides and my angels, who were showing me my gifts and showing me past lives where I lived, as the enlightened being that I am. And then after that, I just started seeing, that showing up in my life, roles as a mentor, roles as a trainer, roles as a coach. So it kept leading me to that role. And there was a point where I just got very sick because I wasn't aligned with that. And I decided, something has to change. So I went back and I said, I'm out of balance because I'm not living my truth. I'm not being authentic with who I am. So I went back to healing myself, getting aligned with my soul, my higher self, following my passion and my purpose, and really surrendering to that. And that healed a lot of my autoimmune disease, my feeling depressed and sad and anxious and feeling not enough, which is what a lot of us go through. And as a result of that, I had just attracted a lot of the people that were in that same space. And through working with them, my healing continued. And voila, here I am, really surrendered to who I am and loving it.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm so happy.
And
one
we're
of the
so
things
glad that you are
thank
here
you.
with us all. Good. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. I was just going to say, one of the things that I always tell whoever I'm working with, honor yourself for choosing, having the courage, because when I chose and I stepped into my courage and aligned with who I am, everything started to change around me. I just trusted, 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 and then I was in complete surrender. So it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. And,
Yeah.
just, some of those buzzwords and trigger words that you said right now, and we're going to talk about those in a few minutes because that's going to be part of the meat, I think, of our conversation. But I wanted to bring up what the question in the chat, because I was curious too. It's like, it says, could Maria explain more about, in her bio, the second wave of creation to usher humanity into their awakening and being part of the Galactic Council? Can you talk about that a little bit? What does that mean to be part of the second wave of creation?
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, a lot of my learning came from my guides, and my higher self showed me aspects of myself. So they showed me, there's a lot of theories of how we were created, right? One theory is we were created by God. We created the earth, created light, all of that, and then created what we know is humanity, or actually created the souls, and then humanity created it. So there's different waves of creation. The second creation was the God spark, who we are, that pure higher self, beautiful light within, that it's a part of the divine, that is pure, that doesn't know limitation, doesn't know. So what they showed me is that I was created before Earth was created, before humanity was created, before we started taking a body, before we came in to this body and started to learn to be human and started the human race. So it's very interesting. It's beautiful, and in that aspect of myself, what my role was is to really learn about the different galaxies, to bring them together, to weave them into the oneness of all, and to cultivate more of that, to cultivate oneness, unity, love, enlightenment, raise consciousness. So that was part of my purpose. I had a bigger purpose, but I think that's really relevant to what we're going to talk about today. And what was the other part of the question?
Being part of the Galactic Council.
Oh, yes. And that's another aspect of myself where, and it's also connected to being part of the second wave of creation, where there is a group of enlightened beings that are very ancient, that have been here for a very, very long time, that sort of took a part in the creation of Earth and humanity in terms of holding consciousness in place, holding the balance of love, and allowing also free will, because, and we'll probably do some clearing around entities and around darkness and around dark energy. There's that, which is also amplified by our fears, by our lack of self-belief. So that energy already existed back then. So part of our role was to keep the balance and allow humanity to step into their own consciousness, to choose, to have the power to choose, and to have the power to choose freedom instead of manipulation, suppression, control. So that's just sort of very, very bird's eye view. That's part of my role as part of the Galactic Council, to hold that balance and offer freedom, facilitate the freedom for humanity to be their full expression, to choose the life that they deserve.
And that's the thing, is like we deserve everything, whatever it is that we desire, right? And
absolutely, yeah.
So I was just going to ask you really quickly about, when you were mentioning early on about some buzzwords that triggered me. It's like trust, surrender, and being in alignment. How do you know when you're not in alignment? And well, I guess when you're not in alignment because nothing's working, right?
Right.
And then how do you trust and surrender when you don't know?
Yeah, actually, and that's a really good question. And that's when it's most important to trust. So, when you're in alignment, you're right, it's not working for you. Things are not working for you, but also you're feeling out of sorts. You're not feeling in the energy of love. So when you're in alignment, you're happy, you're joyful, you're feeling good about how life is going, you're grateful. about being you and everything that's showing up in your life. When you're out of alignment, you feel doubt, you feel fear. That voice in your head, your ego comes in and just creates chaos with you. So that's when you know you're not in alignment. And then it starts showing up in your body: weight, depression, other dis-ease. So when you're not in alignment, it's so important just take a deep breath and step back and just start handing all of that to whoever you believe is your higher power, whether it's source, universe, God, the angels, and just, I surrender. And that's when you're surrendering. And I trust that because I'm giving it to you, you're going to handle it. I trust that all of this that's in my mind, that's playing out in my mind, is just an illusion. And if I move into knowing, being certain about who I am, I'm going to be able to shift back into love and love and love and love and trust and trust. So it's very interesting, and sometimes it's so difficult to do that because if you have a lot of chaos in your life, a lot of trauma in your life, it's hard to trust. And that's when it's just the most important time to do it, to know that you're not alone, to know that when you ask, you will receive. And not being attached to how it's going to show up. Because we ask out of desperation, right? Especially in those moments. Yeah. So that's why I said, take a deep breath, become very present with who you are and know that you're being heard when you're asking for it. Know that it's going to be handled. Know that it's going to show up. And the way it shows up is going to be perfect. Yeah.
And that's, I think, where people get stuck is like they have a certain outcome that they're looking for, and want. Right. And I think that part of it is where people get stuck and it sticks because they can't surrender that part because it's like, then it's the unknown. It's like, well, this is what I need. This is what I want. So how do I not be vested in the outcome?
Right. Right. And so it's so important not to get attached.
Yeah.
We get attached to so many things. When you say I need, you're already attached. Yeah. Even when you say I want, I'm already attached. Right? You're already attached to whatever the outcome is. And what's important that if it doesn't show up exactly how you want it, be okay with it. Let it go and just notice. Is there something else that I need to know about myself? Is there something else that's in my way that I haven't seen or realized or brought up to the surface? Because there's still a misalignment if you're not receiving what you're asking for, right? What else? Am I asking for that out of, again, desperation, unworthiness, undeservingness? Do I feel guilt, shame? What other emotion is keeping me from receiving that? Yeah. And then again, keep moving into that alignment.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And so Renetta, oops, sorry, maybe I wasn't supposed to say, but how does a normal person know something about themselves, like, being part of the Galactic Council or being from the second wave of creation? How does a normal person find out about something like that?
Yeah. Well, we're not normal. We're superhumans. And some of us haven't stepped into it yet. So a lot of it comes with your connection with yourself, connection to your higher self, connection to the light within, connection to your truth, your authentic truth. Because everything about struggle, everything about sacrifice, everything about working hard and efforting is the ego, because it's living up to somebody else's expectations. So when we start let go of the ego, we let it go and we start moving into what we believe and what we want and what is in alignment with us. Then you start connecting more into who you are, your intuition, your higher self, your own wisdom. And you can ask those questions. You can ask those questions in meditation. You can ask those questions, when you're waking up really early in the morning, because that's when you're really connected to yourself. You can call your spirit into your body and, what is there for me? Who am I? And just see what comes up for you. The other way is, talking to me. I can see where you're from. Yeah. So, but I mean, really, what I'm saying is that we're all very gifted. Some of us shut them down or very early on. Some of us accepted that we were not. We looked to our parents, we looked to humanity who lived in fear and limitations, and we accepted that as our truth. So we shut all of our gifts down. but we are all gifted and we're all superhuman. We just have a different, though we chose to be here for a different purpose, but we all have the ability to be more than this life and this body.
Awesome. Thank you. So there's more questions in the chat, but I was going to ask you, like today we're talking about specifically about choosing a life filled with love and happiness and abundance. And, a lot of times, we're not seeing that in our lives. We're not having that. We're choosing it. We're asking for it and it's not showing up. So I wanted to talk about, how do you take charge of your life and design a life that works for you with passion, purpose, and prosperity?
Yes. Okay, so if you're choosing this every day and it's not showing up, then you're not in alignment with you. So you want to look at, am I feeling angry toward myself? Am I punishing myself? Am I sabotaging myself? What is it about my life that I haven't forgiven myself for, that I'm not allowing happiness to show up, that I'm not allowing love to show up for me? So that's what you want to look at, because it is available to you. And when I say it's a choice, every day, in spite of what is there for you, you can have it. I choose to be happy. In spite of the decisions that I made, in spite of how my life has worked out for me, I can choose it every day. I am happiness, because these are all gifts and energies already within you. We're all energy. Happiness, joy, love, success, abundance, they're all part of who you are. They're part of your blueprint. And again, we forgot that they were outside us, and that we had to do something to receive them, to earn them, to get them. Or it was up to somebody else, right? It's up to somebody else to decide what I can have or who I am. So when you're asking for happiness to show up every day, you're actually choosing it, and you're moving yourself into that energy. So one of the things that you can do is first look at, what can I forgive myself for today? So you're really cleaning up, whatever is there, your baggage, your gunk, whatever is there that's keeping you from experiencing happiness, keeping you from experiencing love and bringing love into your life. So when you look at, who can I forgive, or what can I forgive myself today, and see what comes up. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. And think about how you felt about that. So for instance, let's say that you were in a relationship and they cheated on you, and then they left, right? So I forgive myself for not honoring myself. I forgive myself for feeling unworthy. I forgive myself for not having good boundaries. So you look at, how did I show up in that circumstance, in that event that created this, that I haven't let go of, that I am internalizing as either my fault or I'm the victim of that. Because we want to move into, I am responsible for everything that happens in my life. I am the creator. And in order for you to do that, you have to accept everything in your life without any judgment, because we judge everything, right? Without any judgment, and then forgive yourself for it and forgive everybody else. So you're taking back your energy, you're taking back your power, you're giving everybody else's energy so that they're not anchored into you, so that you can have the space to allow more joy, more happiness, and create. So when you'll realize that when you're letting go of all the stuff that is there that's occupying your space, you will be able to move into joy, move into happiness. And then also taking action. What can I do today that's going to be fun? What can I do today that is going to bring happiness? Playing with my kids, playing with my pets, going out, for a nice dinner, going out dancing, whatever it is, going to the spa. What can I do that's going to bring up, that's going to honor me, that's going to give me that self-care, that attention, fill me up with who I am? Does it make sense?
Yep, absolutely. Yep. Yeah. Thank you. I love it. And that's the thing. It's like we, one of the things you said was, we are all of those energies, and it's about tapping into them and acknowledging them and asking for more of them to show up, to express those energies in our lives, right?
Right. Absolutely.
And the more that we be them, the more that we actually can receive and have more of whatever that is that we are desiring, right? And focusing on and choosing.
Yeah. Right. The more alignment we are with that energy, the more we accept that it is our true nature. The more that we choose and claim that it is up to us and not to anyone else outside us.
Yeah.
And the less we look for it outside because it's already there available to us. Yeah.
Yeah. So, there was a question from Randy, and I'm not sure how this relates yet, but maybe you know about this, and maybe he knows that you know about it. But he's asking, what makes gold prana gold? Does that make sense?
What makes gold prana gold?
I didn't know there was a gold prana.
So
I know energy, but I mean, it's like I never heard that term before myself, Randy.
Uh-huh. Well, I did see that question come up, and what came up is that, and again, this may not be what he's looking for, but what came up about prana being gold, because prana is life, right? Mm-hmm. It's the breath of life. Yeah. And a lot of the energies that we use are gold energy that we pull down. So that's the connection that I'm making. You know, the breath of life. We're bringing in more about who we are. We're filling in the space with that gold energy, which is creation. Mm-hmm. So that's the answer I have for you.
Exactly. Just breathe in more of that gold energy.
Yeah. And we can direct it to different areas as well. Yeah. So a lot of times I pump in gold energy. A lot of times I direct it to the areas that need. If there's a place that needs to be filled up with gold energy or needs healing, so I bring in gold energy for that. Mm-hmm. It may be, and actually it's different in different situations, but I do use gold energy quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. Same. Mm-hmm. I love gold, so yeah. And I know that Renetta asked this maybe before. I'm not sure, but sometimes people worry about being disconnected from spirit, from creator, from God, from source. And then how do they reconnect? How do they, if they have that sense or that feeling that they're disconnected, how can they get reconnected?
Okay, that's a good question. So there's a couple of things that could happen. So when you're talking about your connection with source, either you chose to be disconnected in another lifetime, or in this lifetime, or something severed your connection, or you at some point felt like you weren't enough. So especially if you're very religious, with some religions, like for instance the Catholic religion, you cannot be God. Mm-hmm. That's you're like over here. And so we set up the belief system that we're not and that we can't, and we sever that connection. Instead of us going directly to God, we go through other sources. But everybody has the ability. That connection is already there for you. So one of the practice that I share with people is just opening up your chakra, or if you're not working with your chakras, just see a gold string from the top of your head going up to the universe, and do that practice about 5 times. And just see it going up, and every time it goes up, it gets getting wider and wider and wider. So you're opening up your connection with source. The other way is looking at what's in my way. What's in my way of feeling connected, and notice what belief system is there. The other one is what interferences are keeping me from connecting to source. So now you're looking at any other energy outside you that you weren't aware that is severing that connection. So there's a couple ways to look at it. But the more you intend, the more you will be able to. The more less things will be in your way.
Right. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. And so I know that we're going to be doing some processes today to clear some perhaps energies collectively, right? And then of course, if somebody has a specific question, that what kind of questions should people be asking you today?
Anything around, so anything around what you want in life. So if you have this big dream, if you have these goals and you're not quite getting there, if you've been trying for a long time and you're doing everything right and it's just not happening. Mm-hmm. So anything around that, because this calls about achieving happiness, love, joy, your greatest life. Mm-hmm. So what's in the way? So that's what we're looking for. What can we clear that's in your way to have that? Anything that's blocking you from just living in your flow.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And so, you can raise your hand. You can hit *2 to raise your hand, or you can just unmute yourself. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Caroline. You're going to have to speak up though, Caroline, because your mic is always a bit low.
Okay.
There you go. Perfect.
Maria, for myself, when I say money is in the way, what does that mean?
When you say money is in the way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I want you to go ahead and take a deep breath and connect to your body, connect with who you are. Yeah. So for you, when you say money is in your way, is what that means is that it's outside you. It's not your friend. So what we want to do, and this is something really quick that we can do for everybody, because money, energy is everything, including money. And when you're living in alignment with who you are, it's really part of who you are, and it's supporting the lifestyle that you want. So anything around money not being available to you, money not being in your field, money not being part of who you are, money being elusive or coming in and going out. So we're going to clear, and transmute, for anyone on the call that has this relationship with money that it's outside their energy, where they're rejecting money, where they're not allowing money to flow in, where they're not allowing money to be part of who they are, where they don't have a loving relationship with money. Clear and transmute, 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 clear and transmute it all across the time, dimension, space, and reality in all directions of time. So now, Carolyn, money is, so there's a sort of like a dome around you, your aura, right? And money's sitting right on top and it's knocking. Hello, let me in. Hello, let me in. So go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale and just see money as a loving energy for you. See money as love, creation, wonder, joy, happiness. So when I look at money, so I'm trying to help you convert it into something else. It feels very, 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 very tight. There's a lot of resentment toward money. There's a lot of blame toward money, and it feels really, really very heavy, like those balls. What are they called? Those balls that swing and they take down the buildings. I can't remember what they are, but it's very heavy and dense, and it feels destructive to you. It feels like when money is around, it's destructive. So I'm just going to keep it out there. So we're going to clear, anywhere and everywhere. Money seems like it's unsafe. Money seems like it is aggressive. Money seems like it is violent. Money seems like it is going to hurt me, going to create chaos in my life. We're going to clear and transmute, 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 clear and transmute. We're going to clear and transmute all of that across the time, dimension, space, and reality in all direction of time. Go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale. And I want you to see money coming into your heart space. So it's coming in, and it looks like a little comet coming in, and it has a little trace of energy, and it's like a pink, purplish energy, and it's coming in, it's seeking home, right? It's trying to find its home. So it's coming in and coming into your heart space. So see yourself allowing it in and really embracing it. Very good. How does that feel?
Yeah, I thought I would cry, but I was very calm. Yeah.
Good.
Very calm and loving. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Does it feel like it's in your energy now? Does it feel like it's part of you? I still see a little bit of resistance. I can still feel it right around your chest and your throat. And that's the old story you had around money. So just money is me. Money is love. Money is happiness. Money is joy. Money is purpose. Money is passion. Money is happiness. Money is who I am. It's here to support me. It's here to love me. It's here to bless me. It's part of who I am. It's my divine inheritance, and I choose it now. And it's not money that created all of that. It's everybody else and all the stories that were created around money, right? Money is just here. It's just energy. Very good. How does that feel?
I did see the purple light come through my heart. So.
Good. Good. And just practice holding that in there and allowing it to go everywhere in your aura. This is part of who I am. I'm not rejecting it anymore. And it's mine because I choose it. It's mine because it's here to love and support me. Yeah. Very good. You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you, Caroline.
Thank you.
And so, that was not just for Caroline, it was for everybody as well. And so Randy was asking, how can I regrow my myelin?
So part of the answer is pumping gold energy, and that's probably why he was asking about that. But let me take a look if there's anything else that is there for him. So there is an interference with you right now. So let's just see if we can clear that. So I see little critters all around you. They're actually in your body. And it feels like they're eating away the myelin. So we're going to clear. Yeah. So we're going to ask for anyone else that is here that has any medical condition, anything that they want to let go of now, anything that they want to clear. So we're going to call in the angels. So if you would just want to say, hey, me too, here, I'll give that to you. I don't need this anymore. Go ahead and intend to receive the healing, to receive what is meant for you, to receive that you are ready and that you're willing and able to receive whatever they're going to bring in for you. Okay? So go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale. We're going to ask the angels to come in, the golden legion of angels to come in. So they're descending. So I'm just going to do something really quick. I'm just going to bring the group energy together. So we're forming sort of a circle. So they're descending in their chariots coming down, and they're forming a circle around us. So there's an angel, 1, 2, 3. For some of you, there's 4. There's 3 to 4 angels for each one of you. So each one is here for a purpose, to heal, to offer you a gift. So whatever it is that currently you're working through, whatever process, whatever emotion, whatever imbalance in your body or dis-ease in your body you're working through, just, I'm ready to let this go. Whatever anchored this into my body, whatever made me manifest this in my body, whatever created this from this lifetime or other lifetimes, I'm ready to let it go and give it to you, hand it to you. So I see all of you sort of turning backwards because they were standing behind you. And there, again, some of you have 3, some of you have 4 angels right behind you. And you put whatever that was in a little purse. It looks like a, it's like a, not a leather purse, like sort of like a cloth purse, and it's kind of square in the bottom. And so you just handed it to the first angel. The first angel just passed it back to the last angel. So stay where you are and continue to surrender. And we're going to ask him to remove any interferences, any entities, any extraterrestrials, anything not of this world, not of this dimension, not in this lifetime, not in this reality, that is creating an imbalance in your body, that is creating an imbalance in your life, that is creating an imbalance in your mind, in your emotions, in your spirit body. We're going to ask them to seek and escort out, remove everything that is no longer welcome, as we restore you to wholeness, as we restore you back to your divine blueprint. Take a deep breath. Some of you are so cute. You just have bags and bags that you're handing back to the angels. Give them everything. Everything you're ready to let go of. Just let it go. Hand it to them. This is the part that I was describing as surrender. Yeah, this is, I'm done with this. I don't need to hold on to it. I don't need to analyze it. I don't need to control it. I don't need to know what it is. Here you go. It's no longer working for me. I don't need it anymore. I don't want it anymore. It's not mine. It's an old story. I'm ready for the new. I'm ready for my reality. I'm ready to step into wholeness. I'm ready to step into sovereignty. I'm ready to be me, my authentic self, my true self. Very good. So we're just going to give them the space to complete in this process and a few more minutes here. Just continue to breathe into it. Continue to allow, surrender, receive, trust. So they're bringing my attention back into Randy. So for you, I see them standing over you, and what I was describing earlier, it's all over your body, from the top of your head all the way down to your feet. And it's sort of like a swarm of little critters that were there. So they're going to remove all of that. So you have one angel in front of you and 3 behind you. The one in front of you is the one that is working on you, and he has his hands over you. And there's a light that is coming directly over your head, and that light is pushing down. So as the light is filling you up from the top of your head, now it's about right around your neck, coming down to your shoulders. That what was in your body that had a hold of you is coming down, moving down, moving down. So now we're about chest level, waist level, hip level, coming down your legs, your knees, and there's also stuff around your knees, so we're going to remove those. Some stuff around your elbows, so we're going to remove that. Some stuff around your heart that is still clinging on, we're going to remove that. Okay, down to your feet. And then the angels that were standing behind you, they were creating this field around you. So as everything came out of your body, it went into that field, into a vortex that was collected, or as they were collected in. Go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale. Okay, so we're going to bring your spirit into your body. So your spirit didn't seem to be in your body. Whoa. I just saw you jump in there. And you can stretch your arms out, stretch your feet out, just to put on the organic suit you chose for this lifetime. Very good. So I got a thank you from the angels. Thank you for all of you to the angels. So we are in service to them, and they're in service to us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very good. So that is complete. Whew. How was that?
Wow, thank you. That was awesome. It's like I was yawning throughout the whole thing, just feeling so much energy and so much shifting.
Uh-huh. I
Yeah,
can see Carolyn back there also yawning.
Yeah. So Randy, how are you doing?
I would love to hear from him. If he's able to open up his mic.
You should be able to. Oh, no, he doesn't have a video. He just,
Oh, okay.
for some reason today. All right, so you can just type into the thingamajiggy, the chat. Whew. I'm like still not quite functional yet.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody says it was emotional to let go, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we're so invested in our story, right? We're so invested in the victim. We're so invested in, whoa, everything's happening to me. Because we're using that to justify why we don't have what we have. Yeah. And letting go is, now it's, you have to show up. Now you have to be your truth, your authentic self. So there's a little bit of fear around that. But when you let go of the fear and trust, you're surrendering to your higher self. You're basically reaching out to your higher self and saying, okay, divine partnership here. You know, I'm in, and I'm letting you guide me.
Yeah. Awesome. Randy, you there?
Hello?
Hi.
You can hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Yes.
It's through service, of course, that we find our way. And every day opens up like a flower into a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
That's my reply to your inquiry. How was that?
Mm.
Okay.
Expansive.
Beautiful.
I felt energy moving. I feel hope. I feel more hope than I had before, and I feel
Yes.
more normal. Like I wanted to chat before. That made me feel normal when you did the last clearing on them. You know, like
Yeah.
compared to what I feel. FQAD,
Yeah.
look it up, so it can't happen to you. It's permanent nerve damage from taking Levaquin and Cipro. It's like MS. So to feel, so to, you know, to be able to, and right now I feel very clear in my head, like my ability to think and reason what my next action step is more
Awesome.
available to me.
Beautiful. Yes.
Good.
Yes. And this is perfect because now, you know, you're clear about, I just switched from everything's happened to me, so I don't have control of my life, to I can choose more of this. So what am I going to choose? I am love. I am light. I can heal myself, right? I deserve to live a very vital life. I deserve to be happy. I deserve full function. I deserve to be my full potential. I deserve to be superhuman. Yes.
I've been doing that in my own way. Like I whisper I am on my in-breath.
Yay.
I am compassion.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And then don't forget to be grateful for you, right?
And grateful and worthy. And
so I want to add a little spin to that gratitude. Yeah, because we're so grateful for everything else and everyone else, right? But what about for you? I am so grateful for being me. I'm so grateful for choosing this life. I'm so grateful for having the courage to know that I deserve more. I am so grateful to know who I am, the light within, right? So you want to add that. You want to honor that part of you in your gratitude.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Oh, absolutely. Because we don't do that enough for ourselves. We do it for everything and everyone else, but we're never grateful for ourselves. So yeah, that's huge. Thank you. Thank you so much, Randy. I'm so glad you were able to experience that.
Thank you. I love you.
Thank you.
I am.
Thank you.
I am.
Yes.
I am. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
I am powerful beyond measure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Caroline, did you want to say something?
Just a quick something for Randy that came in so strong when he was doing the I am, his voice and the energy that came from that. I picked up on him putting that in a recording somewhere for him to sell. So he needs to share that. So if he wants to, it's just I'm sharing that.
Awesome. Thank you. So Randy, there you go. Do a recording of you saying I am compassion or whatever it happens to be, and see if you can put it out there. Okay? Awesome. Thank you. You never know what we're going to get on these calls. So I had a question from Pam a while ago, and she was talking about, could you tell me what is blocking me from having a loving relationship with my body?
Okay. So I'm going to have her take a deep breath. Well, she's separate from her body. So the top part of herself is in judgment and busy. And the bottom part of her body is in shame and rejection and disconnected from this reality. So one of the things that you could do is go through your chakras. So especially with your first and your second chakra, get really grounded in this reality. Clear whatever's there in your second chakra and then loop them up. And that would help you become more aligned. And then also know that you chose this body. You know, the beautiful light within chose this body as a temple. And connecting to the part of you, the light within, is going to help you connect to this body because it's how you're expressing yourself in this reality, and it's perfect. It is perfect, perfect, perfect for you. So, you know, we're moving from what does society think of us? What did our parents say about us? How did I create this story from everything that I learned, everything that I heard, to what do I believe? What do I believe to be my truth? Who am I really? So we're moving to getting really congruent with that part of us. And then from that space, we choose everything else. I love this body. This love is here to support me, to honor me. It is my temple. a beautiful temple that I've chosen to express myself in this reality, in this lifetime. And the more you do that, the more your body will be aligned. You're aligning your mind, body, and spirit. But you need to let go of other things around your body that are keeping it separate from you. So the whole, like from the solar plex down, it feels very, very heavy. Like that part is pulling you down, and then there's like a string, and then there's the upper body. So let's clear. I'm just going to help you with that string and bring it together. So for anyone that feels disconnected from their body, for anyone that feels any shame, any anger, any frustration in their body, any blame, any fault in their body, we're going to release those emotions. So go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale. So what's coming up is, who are you trying to please? What are you trying to prove? Who are you doing this? Whose approval are you seeking? So clear and transmute, clear and transmute, clear and transmute. So this is, I'm not good enough, and I need somebody to tell me that I'm good enough. So it may be your mom, your dad, your husband, your significant other, somebody who you've given your power to. So we're going to take your power back. There's nothing to prove, including to yourself. You are already divinely perfect. We're going to release any cords and attachments to significance, validation, approval. We're going to bring you back into wholeness. So besides the mind, the spirit, the physical, the emotional, the energetic, the etheric body, you're also your ego. So you have subconscious mind, and you have the conscious mind. So we're going to bring the ego in, and the ego is also part of the inner child, right? The inner child is the one that's living this life. You think you're living your life, is actually the inner child that's created this life for you. So we're going to go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale. So I want you to see in front of you my inner child, my ego, my higher self, and everybody else, right? And we're going to create a circle, and we're going to push everybody else out of that circle, and we're going to leave your inner child, your ego, and your higher self, and then there's you, the adult. Go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale. We're going to fill your inner child with love, joy, and happiness. We're going to remind your inner child that you are divinely perfect, that you came into this world already perfect, with everything you needed: love, joy, happiness. We're going to fill your ego with peace, because all it's trying to do is take care of you, protect you, keep you safe. So peace, feeling safe, feeling grounded. And for our higher selves, we're going to honor that part of us. That part of us that is truth, all-knowing, wisdom, divinity, love, creation, divine love, pure consciousness, pure source energy, pure light. We're going to amplify that. So we're going to allow it to be bigger than our body, bigger than the room that we're in, bigger than the building we're in, bigger than the city, bigger than the county, bigger than the country, bigger than the planet. See yourself as big as you can be, connected to the oneness of all, the God spark, the goddess, the God within you, divinity, truth. See yourself connected to divine creation. Very good. Now, we're going to bring everything together. Allow the part of you to come back in with all of that divine love, divine creation, divine perfection, divine compassion, divine kindness, divine truth. And allow the part of you to stand in front of you, the adult. And as the adult, bring your arms out, allowing, inviting in your ego and your inner child to become one with you. Good. I forgive myself for everything I judge myself for. I accept myself for who I am, and I honor the beauty within me. I honor the light within me. I honor my true self. I honor who I am. I am completely congruent and in complete acceptance of who I am. Infinite, beautiful, and powerful. And allow that energy to fill your body. And allow the energy to ground you into Mother Earth, into peace, serenity, harmony. I am. I am. I am. I am love. I am creation. I am beauty. I am. I am. I am. I am truth. Very good. So her body is now connected. And actually, there's a lot more going on. She's letting go of a lot of other stuff. So I can see little sparks of energy going out from her body as she's releasing. Very good.
Awesome. Thank you. So let us
You're
know,
welcome.
Pam, how that was for you. And so I have a question about weight from Imogen. And she says she's recently gained a lot of weight and she cannot stop the sugar. Any advice would be greatly received. She says, I just don't have the willpower to stop where I had stopped eating sugar before an accident 3 months ago.
Can you tell me her name again?
Yeah, it was Imogen.
Imogen?
Yeah, Imogen.
Imogen. Okay. Yeah, okay. So you're actually processing for a lot of people and other energies. So they're actually really pounding on you, by the way. So I can see your energetic body just kind of holding them off this way, and they're like all over you. So we're just going to clear them from your space because they're coming in and they're becoming dense weight because they're waiting for you to process them. So this tells me that, again, your aura is completely open and your boundaries are completely expanded. You don't have good boundaries, energetic boundaries, and probably also physical boundaries or other type of boundaries. So we're going to go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale. So again, for anyone that feels like I'm an empath and I'm taking up everybody else's energy, I feel depleted when I go outside. I feel like I'm unhappy and I don't know why, or I have this sadness around me that I can't seem to shake. So this is you taking up somebody else's energy. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're just going to vacuum everything out. So we're going to clear, 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 clear. So we can place a little vacuum, spiritual vacuum in the top of your head and just see it pulling everything out of your crown, starting from your feet. Just see it like all that darkness, all those particles, all those imprints, all that energy moving up, releasing from your field. And just, see it a couple more times coming up. Letting go of everybody else's energy, letting go of everybody else's stuff, everybody else's emotions. Very good. 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 Now we're going to pull in your aura. So you can pull in your aura by doing this movement. So your hand goes out and straight in front of you. So you're pulling your aura in. And if you feel energy, you'll feel like a tingle around your arms. So it's out and straight down, out, over, and straight down. So pull it in, pull it in, pull it in. And hold it very close to you, especially when you go out to social environments. Okay. So now the other thing that's happening with you are your boundaries. This is how you give your power away. Okay, so we're going to sever all those cords and attachments that other people have to you, and they are taking from you. You give, so they take. Yeah. So we want you to be aware of how much you give. And one way is when people ask me to do something, do I always say yes, even when it's not in alignment with what I want, even if it puts me out, even if it's a sacrifice to me? Okay, so you want to clear, 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 clear and transmute, clear and transmute, clear and transmute, clear and transmute all those cords and attachments around you. Okay, everything that other people have attached to you, pull back your energy, pull back your energy, pull back your energy. Okay. And then right around your chest, you have a big block. And that is also old stuff that you haven't been able to process. So we're just going to pull it out and give it to the angels, to the universe, to God, to Source to take care of. Go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale. As we start morphing your body into something more ideal for you. You don't have to process for anyone else. You can choose not to process for anyone else. And it's not what you're supposed to be doing, by the way. So you don't have to do that. So anytime you feel like, oh, I feel so bad for them, you're actually taking on their energy. So there's a difference between being compassionate and giving yourself out. Because sometimes we want significance out of that feeling. Or sometimes it's like, oh, I have to be a good person. I have to give of myself. So what you want to do is if you're sending somebody love, you want to send it from Source. If you want to help somebody out, do it in alignment with you. So you want to tune into yourself. If I do this, is it in my highest good? Will this bring me more? And it's not about being greedy or not being a good person. It's really about energetically honoring yourself and also emotionally honoring yourself and not taking on everybody else's stuff, because when you take from them, you're actually not allowing them to grow, because everyone is on their journey and this is part of their journey. They're learning to expand. They're learning to be more. If you take it from them, you're taking that ability from them, their ability to grow. So they have to come back and create something in their life to learn it. Yeah. Very good.
Awesome. Thank you. Wow.
You're welcome.
Geez. Whew, so much heat right now happening. And I definitely have a problem with boundaries. You know, it's like if somebody, asks me to do something, it's like, okay. I never say no. It happened earlier today. So Imogen said, amazing. Thank you so much. And Pam said the same thing. Wow, that was awesome. Very healing. Thank you. I'm a genie in a bottle. You better rub me.
Yay. I love it. You're all so fun.
And Mary says, you make me smile like a baby. Oh, so cute. Hold on, let me just see what else is. Yeah, and Renetta, thank you so very much. Yeah, it's awesome, right? So we're going to take a few more questions in just a minute. But before that, I wanted to just quickly talk about the special offers that you have for us. So if you're on the live page, you can just click on special offer. If you're not, you can go to alara.at/show/Maria. I'm just going to click on it. And so Maria has two special offers available for you, package A and package B. And so these packages are a combination of a personal session, group calls, downloadable MP3s or audios, as well as some bonuses and as well as some bonuses. So Maria, do you want to talk about them really quickly? And the personal session with Maria in package A is 25 minutes and package B is 45 minutes. You have to. You want to do that. You want to take one of them. It doesn't matter to me which one you take, but if you can't do package B, do package A. In 25 minutes, Maria can do a lot. A lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when you're willing and ready, we remove many layers that you're just, I'm done with that. Well, let's see. So package A. So the way I created this program is sort of progressive. So package A, you have that 25-minute session, and in there we can focus on anything you want, whether it's happiness, joy, love, something in your body, weight loss, whatever that is for you, creating a new career, attracting abundance into your life, wealth conscious, whatever that is. And so that's you, and whatever you want to work on, we'll work on. And then we have the group call. Yay. Oh, good. Okay, let's see. Something happened here. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Align with my vision. Yes. So a lot of a lot of the reasons why we don't have what we want. We have a vision, right? But a lot of the times, the way it's not coming in is because we're not aligned with it. And remember earlier, I said the one that's created this life is your inner child. So your inner child is not aligned with what you want. So we have to work on your inner child so that it feels safe, happy. It feels loved. It wants this as much as you, the adult, wants it. Because your inner child, which created your egos, are the ones that are sabotaging all of this from happening. So that's what we work on this first call. And in the second call, what's in my way of having it all? So we go a little bit deeper. So if we've addressed the inner child, what else? What other belief systems? What other story? So I see call number 3 is letting go of that story. That story that may not be yours, that story that you may be playing out, that it might be your parents. This is what my parents did. This is what my parents believed in. These are the hidden belief systems. I have to honor who they are. So I have to live their life. I have to continue on their legacy. I'm not allowed to have what I deserve. Very good. Mm-hmm. And then you have some clearance here, freedom. And this is moving into the freedom of being you, choosing. So we let go of whatever's keeping you from being free and having the choice. Because when we choose, you're able to attract more into your life. You're able to allow more into your life that is in alignment with who you are. But a lot of the times what keeps us from choosing is that there are other things that are weighing on us. So in this clearing, we move into freedom and then letting go of the fear, becoming fearless. Fear is ego. So anytime you're feeling fear, it's really your ego saying, I need to keep you safe. I need to interfere with what you're doing. And then getting clear what you really want. Again, because if we want something, but then we're really acting out something else, there's a polarity. So we're canceling out. We're not getting what we want. Peak performance, the reason I included this here is about taking action, following through. Okay, now I feel really good. I've cleared a lot of what's in my way. Now what do I do? And how do I continue to follow through and not procrastinate? And do my practice. Clearing the ego and integrating the ego. So basically we create a relationship with you and your ego that works for you so that it's not coming in to sabotage you. You recognize it. Oh, there you are. Let's send you out to play. Let's appease you. Let's make you feel good about who you are and why I created you so that I can continue moving forward. And then your money story. What's keeping you from really living into your abundance? What's in your way? What is that story that was created about what you can have, your money set points, what wealth is to you? And earlier when we were working with Caroline, we were looking at the attachments that she had to money, but all of those were outside her and they were all very low energy, low vibration. So in this clearing here, you'll look at what is attached to money and my money story. What vibration is there? And you get other special bonuses, happiness of choice. You choose to be happy every single day. You move yourself into that energy of happiness. You are the one that can give that to you, releasing unworthiness and undeservingness. You know, if you look at your life and you look at, I've been working really hard, I've been doing everything right, but from what vibration have you been creating? Has it been from unworthiness and undeservingness? Because if you have, you're going to get the same thing you've been getting. Healing the victim and becoming the creator. So this is about letting go of life happens to me. And taking responsibility for everything in your life because you created that. You created it from unworthiness, from undeservingness, from feeling disempowered, from feeling not enough. So now we're saying enough with that. Enough with that. I don't want the life anymore. That's not who I am. I am infinite and I am powerful. And I'm choosing to create from that energy, from that vibration. I'm choosing to connect from happiness, from joy. And then we release all other hidden loyalties. These are, who are you honoring? You know, you're honoring your parents. Are you honoring your tribe? Are you honoring your culture, your ancestry, other lifetimes? Who are you honoring that is no longer serving you? And as a special bonus, I added 2 huge discount packages here of 25-minute sessions, a 3 and a 5 bulk. So whatever you're ready to let go of, this dive deep in it. Mm-hmm. Package 2 includes a 45-minute session. And again, this is all about what you want. What do you want to create? What do you want to attract in? Do you want ready to work on wealth consciousness, love, health, whatever it's important to you? Let's deep dive. And it comes with an additional 2 calls. So we talked about the first 3, and the 2 additional are whose life are you living? So again, in these calls, I do a group clearing, and then I look at you individually, and we clear your story. We clear your belief systems. We clear your blocks, your limitations. And you can bring anything else to the table. Okay, I accepted that my parents had heart disease, so now it's playing out in my life. I accepted that my parents were suffering and that they didn't have enough, so I'm playing suffering in my life, lack and scarcity. So what story are you playing out? Whose life are you living? And then really claiming your abundance. So claiming abundance now. So in this process, I look at where your flow is. So it's a very, very specific process where I look at your waterfall. This is your abundance, and I look at your sea of infinite abundance. And are you in it? Are you flowing in it? What's keeping you from being in it? And so we move you back into your flow. And this one includes the same clearance and activations.
And 2 more.
And 2 more, yes. Releasing everyone else from your field. So we did something similar with, I don't remember who the caller was, where we removed everybody from your field. We pushed them out of your field.
Mm-hmm.
So in this process, it's very similar to that. And then creating healthy boundaries. Again, moving into being, I am sovereign, and I'm not giving my power away. I'm saying no, this is not in alignment with me. No, thank you, not right now. No, thank you, that doesn't make me happy. I'm choosing not to do that right now. So you move into that power. So you're actually energetically bringing your boundaries up. And you're consciously, every time they're sort of tempered with, every time they're pushed, you're saying, no, thank you. That doesn't work for me anymore. I'm choosing to honor myself. And then it includes this clearance and 1 additional meditation. Connect to your higher self. And somebody asked about that earlier. How do I connect?
Mm-hmm.
And how do I know I'm connected? So it walks you through the process as well as opening up your connection. So that's really a really nice way of connecting with divinity, with creation, with source, with the universe, with God. Yeah.
Awesome.
Very good. Yay,
Yeah,
thank you.
It's a great package, because I love, the personal session plus the group calls, the live group calls, and then the downloads, the MP3s, the audios, the clearings and activations that you can use at any time, right? Awesome.
Yes, and some of them are about 10 minutes to 20 minutes, so you can do 2 or 3 at one time. You can, kind of combine them depending on where you're at, what you want to create, and it just lifts your vibration. And that's where you want to create from that higher vibration. You want to create from trust, from love, from where you are that is in alignment with your truth. You want to move into ease and grace. Yeah.
Awesome. And can you talk about the Facebook group for these 2 packages?
Yes. In the Facebook group, that's intended to interact. So for instance, let's say that you're going through the packages and something's coming up. You can go in the Facebook group and say, hey, this is what came up for me. And others can chime in, and I'll be definitely looking at, is there anything else that you can clear, or take a look at this? There's a belief system that is there. So you're continuously interacting and working through and moving into more. Yeah. So it's intended to support you in your process.
Awesome. Yeah. So it's more support, Okay. Awesome. So I'm just see if there's any other, because I know we had more questions. Oh my goodness. I know we had another question from other people, but I just can't find it now. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Maria,
go ahead. Yes.
Do you suggest we do the package first before doing the session, the personal session?
It's going to be individual for each one of you, depending on what you're working on.
For me?
I would suggest, so for you, let's see. For you, schedule your session after the 3rd call.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I would suggest for all of you, these calls are going to be amazing for you because they're going to be very similar to this. We're going to break through whatever's there, and you'll be able to ask me questions just like this. So bring your stuff. Bring your stuff that you're ready to let go of, and look at the topics and notice if there's a topic that you're working on. Schedule your session after that topic. Does that make sense? That way you get the group call, and if you need more, you can tackle it in the one-on-one. Let's say it's addressed there, but now you want to work on something else. You can focus on something else in the one-on-one session.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good, thank you. Okay, so I thought I saw somebody else going to say something, but so Shirley had a question, and it was, if I have the intention to believe and surrender, but I'm still not seeing results, how do I unblock my subconscious resistance?
Yeah, I can see that her ego is very strong. So the first thing, if we're asking to connect with your higher self, if we're asking to surrender every day and you just don't feel that, the one that's coming in, the critic, is your ego. Mm-hmm. So you want to pay attention to your ego. What is my ego saying? What is it trying to tell me? Because when you're asking to surrender to your higher self, you're also asking, I want to see all my stuff so that I can let go of it. So notice what your ego is saying. It's saying you're not able to, you're not enough, you don't deserve this, you're not worthy of this. Then that's the part that you need to work on. Look at, okay, I feel unworthy. So let me take a look at my experiences in my life. Where did I buy into being unworthy? Whose story did I believe? What belief systems created unworthiness? If it's somebody else's stuff, thank you, no thank you, I don't need that anymore. Here you go. That's your story. If you created that from an experience and you felt it didn't work out like you wanted it to, and now you're feeling unworthy of it or unworthy of more, I forgive myself. 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 Does it make sense? So it really comes back to forgiveness. So again, moving everything that's there that's blocking you from loving yourself and accepting yourself for being you. Once you're there, I completely and totally accept myself for being me. It's easy connecting to your higher self. So see what's keeping you from completely and totally accepting yourself.
Awesome. Thank you. And then there was a question from, I hope I say your name properly, Tira? Not sure, sorry. And could you tell me or clear what is causing the imbalance in my abundance flow? I work and I have abundance, then I go for a few months without work, then I get work, but seems to be a cycle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So for her, there's a little bit of unworthiness, and there's also scarcity. So the idea that it comes in, there's right behind that. So she feels, yeah, great, this is abundance, I have it, I can feel it. And then right after that, it feels like I'm not going to be able to hold on to it. Mm-hmm. It's going to, I'm going to use it all up, or there's something that's going to happen, it's going to go. And then it does, right? And then now she's back at square one, efforting again to get it. So that cycle is unworthiness, and that unworthiness creates sabotage, other things happening. And let's see what else. Yeah, so lack and scarcity, undeservingness, and it's also permission. So when I look at you, I'm looking from like your viewpoint and look out to the world. I see your parents. I see your parents, and I can't have more than them, or they had to struggle. I feel guilty that it comes in. So guilt seems to be a lower layer from that, but it's adding to the cycle of ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. So it's clear for everyone. Everywhere you feel guilty for having it, guilty for money coming in, abundance flowing in, and you find ways to sabotage it, ways to reject it. In your energy, you feel you don't deserve, or you feel guilty for having more than others. and you want to honor others by sharing in their struggle, and then rejecting money. We're going to clear, 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 clear. So this is what I was referring to, those hidden loyalties that we have. The guilt, the unworthiness, and undeservingness. We can have more than our parents. We have to honor who they are. I feel guilty that I have more. So either of those packages would really support you, but especially the one that has this course. Let me see how she's doing. So now I see abundance going across. So it's not going up and down. It's going across. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. And then a question from Alexandra about how do I know that the activations work if I don't feel energies?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So if you're already here, if you came together, your spirit called you to be here. So it's already happening at that level. You know, we all made an appointment to come together and create sacred space and receive. So you're already receiving what you meant to receive. It's a conscious mind. It's your subconscious mind that's still keeping you from really allowing. So again, it's the ego that is saying, huh, who are you kidding? Who do you think you are? So you want to take a deep breath and, you know, just see your ego in front of you and just put them to the side of you and just say, I'm in charge right now. I'm just allowing whatever it is, however it wants to come through me, however it wants to integrate into my body, my emotional, my spiritual, my energetic body, my physical body, however it wants to integrate, I am going to allow it. Even if I'm not feeling the energy, I'm going to surrender and trust that I'm receiving what I'm meant to receive in this moment. Very good.
Yeah, good question. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Renetta was asking, is it our expectations of how it's going to look, the connection? Is it based on our expectations of how that's going to look?
The connection to source? Is that, I think that's what she's asking. So that's part of it. Yeah, because we have an expectation of what we're going to feel, what we're going to see, what we're going to experience. And this is really just about allowing. So once you set the intention, allow what's going to happen, whether it's a light that you see, whether it's a feeling that you receive, whether you see somebody in front of you or you see yourself somewhere else. So just allow that experience to be your experience, whatever that is for you. And release any expectations. The expectations are, I need to control it. Mm-hmm. You know, it has to be a certain way in order for me to know that it's happening. But who's that? The ego, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And so, you know, a really funny, strange thing, I'm sure you've noticed, but ever since we started this call, my eye has been like, oh my God, bothering me like you wouldn't believe. It's like there's something in my eye and I keep rubbing it and I keep trying to get it out. It's like, oh my God, what is, and I'm sure there's not, but it's like, what am I not willing to see here?
It actually feels like you're releasing. You're releasing something that is there. Yeah. It doesn't feel like you're unwilling to see, but what it is coming up behind that, because you're letting go of something, but the experience is the resistance to, I should have seen this before. I should have known this before. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just, it's okay. Yeah, I'm just going to let it be.
Yeah. And so as soon as I started talking about it, it's like it's getting better. But now Renetta says it's because she has something in her eye. It's like, really?
And then Renetta, you can choose. I don't need to process for anybody else. Yeah.
Awesome.
We get to process our own stuff, right?
Yes.
Because we're more than enough.
Exactly.
We're superhuman, infinite and powerful.
There's an interesting question from Jayashree, and she was asking, will us shifting allow our loved ones to shift as well?
Yes, I actually saw that coming through, and when I saw that, I said yes to her. She doesn't know. She didn't know I was talking to her, but yes, because what we're doing is we are raising our vibration. We're letting go of all the layers that are there. Mm-hmm. We're stepping into the authentic new us, right? And as we're doing that, we're also letting go of old ways. All ways we're showing up for other people. we're bringing up our boundaries. We're letting go of old contracts. And it may take a little bit of time for other people to kind of catch on, but they will. Yeah. But you are, and also if we're doing stuff in our DNA, stuff that is ancestral, you're resetting that. We're doing it past, we're doing it in the present, and we're doing it in the future. So it's, this flow of energy going out to our family members, to our bloodline. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. And sometimes, I love that, because sometimes when, we're going through stuff and we're like, okay, I'm healing, I'm clearing, I'm doing this. And it's like, oh, thank God my kids don't have to experience this.
Right.
That's what I always say. Like, okay, I'm doing this for me, yes. And I'm also doing this for my kids. They don't have to go through this. Thank God.
Yeah, I have 3 kids, right? And so I notice when they say, like, oh, okay, I was just working on that. Okay, so I know it's good.
So yes,
there are teachers. They're here to teach us. So a lot of the things that we haven't seen, they show us, and we're learning every day. Yeah.
So that for sometimes I need that justification. Like, okay, it's like, so much healing, so much clearing. It's like, but it's not just for me. I'm also doing it for my kids. I'm also doing it for my parents and my family, and whether they know it or not, and it's like, and then sometimes you're just like, don't they?
Yeah, and more than that,
for them.
And you're also doing it for humanity.
Yeah.
Because we're all raising that consciousness. We're all showing up as a beacon of light.
Yeah.
So we're inspiring others to be more, to choose more, to align with who they are. So we're healing Mother Earth. We're healing the universe.
And we're healing the collective consciousness as we're healing ourselves, right? So, but honestly, it really does come down to do what you got to do for you, right? So that you can create the life that you desire, so that you can, and that ripples out to everybody else around you in your community and the world, right? So, do what works for you, clear and heal what is not working, and then create what, the life that you desire, that's fun for you and joyful for you, right? Awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this has been amazing, and I knew it would be. And it's like, and the processes that you were doing with everybody today on the call, it was just like so effortless is one word, and I don't know, it just flowed so easily. And I mean, I do feel, so I know, like, Alexandra wasn't sure if she feels stuff. But I do, right? I feel, I'm quite sensitive, and so I feel the energies and everything else. And even if you don't, though, if you have the intention of, you know what, I'm done with this, I want to clear this shit, right? It'll happen, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
not
right. You have the intention, and you do the work, right?
Yeah.
You honor yourself, you let go, you forgive yourself, and every day you choose more.
Yeah. Yeah, every day keep choosing, keep creating, keep asking for what does make you happy, what does bring you joy, right? And don't quit, and there are some days when we're like, just can't do it. That's when you reach out to somebody. right? Have a session, call me. Where it's like, sometimes we forget, like, we can just reach out. We have so much support, and that Facebook group, like you have, it's that'll help, right? Because sometimes you just need someone to hear you,
Yeah.
I love that, Caroline. Thank you. Forgive myself, definitely, but not in a judgmental way, in a compassionate way. Forgive yourself for the choices that you made or didn't make.
Right. And forgive others, because sometimes we hold on to, no, I'm not going to forgive them. But what we're actually doing is we're holding their energy in our energy, and it's actually creating a block for what we want.
Yeah.
So you're giving them power when you're doing that. So just forgive, just wake up and I forgive.
Yeah.
Have a forgiveness party. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be, serious all the time, right? It can be funny.
Right. Right.
I love that. And forgiveness is a huge piece. It's something I work with a lot as well, the forgiveness piece, and it changes everything. It really does. It changes everything. forgiving, loving yourself, accepting yourself, honoring yourself, and choosing. I think I had a group call earlier, and I said something about, do something fun for yourself today. Do something
Right.
that's joyful for you today. Because we sometimes neglect. And I mean, I was busy all day. I told my group this morning, it's like, I don't know how I got done everything I had to do, but I was like swamped from morning to end. Like I must have bended time or something. I was able to do everything and take a little bit of a break, right? But yeah, how often do you nurture yourself, right?
Right.
Take time for you. So yeah,
Right.
I mean, I could talk forever, but I was just going to ask you, is there any other, quick tool or process or advice you can give us so that we can truly create the life that we desire with ease?
Yes. So one of the practices that I do, and we mentioned a couple of them already, was the forgiveness and the gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
So another thing that you can add to your practice is what vibration, what is the highest vibration of love that I can become? So now you're basically like elevating above the body, right? You're elevating above everything that's happening in your life. And every morning you're saying, what is the highest vibration that I can become? So you're saying, I'm more than this life, I'm more than this body. And from that place, that elevated space, everything is minimal. Everything is not an issue, right? So now you're creating more. So everything that was frustrating and overwhelming is insignificant because you're moving into being infinite. You're moving into being powerful beyond measure. So what is the highest vibration? Gratitude, forgiveness, and what can I clear today for myself?
Mm-hmm.
What can I clear? What can I let go of? So clearing is different than forgiving yourself. Right? Forgiving yourself is something that you did, you're still blaming yourself for. But clearing is more about, why am I not letting myself be completely aligned with my higher self? What's in my way? Do I feel unworthy? Do I feel, am I still living into not enough? Do I feel undeserving? What is it in my way that I'm not fully embracing my fullness? I'm not fully stepping into my truth. So what can I clear today? Some days it would be nothing. Some days it would be the same thing. Yeah. Yeah. You may have 25 days, one whole month of releasing fear or releasing not enough. Just be okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Be okay with it, because you're removing layers and layers and layers. And then the other thing is, when your ego shows up and you hear that voice and it's something that you've been working on, don't judge it. Don't be hard on yourself. Just be, okay, thank you. Thank you for showing me that there's something else I need to work through. Mm-hmm. Thank you for showing me that I'm getting closer and closer to being in complete surrender with who I am, to be in complete alignment with who I am. Thank you for working with me. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So now you're integrating instead of judging and doing the self-talk and beating yourself up. You're like, you're a happy family. Yeah.
I love that. Thank you.
Very good.
And it's so relevant. And it's like, we can all do that. It's like, we are talking to ourselves, but we're talking to ourselves in an empowering way, right? So
right.
This is about you empowering you to live the greatest life, that you desire, to let go of the stuff that's not working for you, and to move forward with ease, right?
Right. You're definitely taking charge of your life. You're removing those old belief systems. You're removing those emotions. You're bringing your spirit forth as the infinite light, and you're aligning everything together, and you're integrating powerful belief systems of I am, right? I deserve, I am abundance, I am worthy of this and more. So you're really transforming your life in all those levels. So it's pretty amazing, but you have to do the work. You have to choose. You have to do your self-care every day, whether it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. If you want to add meditation, if you want to add your workout to that, or as you're walking, you can do your I am, you're clearing, what else, right?
Yeah.
Put your clock on the alarm, it tells you when you're done, right? The other thing that would be really helpful is to set your alarm for 333, 1111, and just notice what you're thinking about, where you're at, where your energy is. So for instance, your alarm goes off at 11:11, right? Where are you? Are you in a low vibration or a high vibration? And then move yourself to the higher vibration. 333. Where are you? High vibration, low vibration. And just keep moving yourself, and then it becomes second nature. The alarm goes off and like, oh, I feel so low. You're already in that energy, right?
Yeah.
Because you're training yourself to be in that energy. Your self-care is so important because you are the center of your universe. You're creating everything around you. So if you create it from the highest vibration, what could you create? You can have it all. Yeah.
You can have it all. Absolutely. Wow. This was such a phenomenal call. And like Jayshree just said, this was an amazing call. Yeah, I'm so happy too that you are part of our community, that you were able to come on the show and share your wisdom with us, share your energy, share your processes, the teachings. And this is something that we all can do, right? Every day. So why not? If we truly desire to change our reality, to create a life that we want and that we deserve, we can take 10 minutes to do a little bit of self-care and self-nurturing and just some clearing and just having a conversation with ourselves, right? For 10
Absolutely.
minutes. We can do that.
Right. Being loving and being compassionate to ourselves, being kind to ourselves. Yeah. And making that a practice. Yeah. Beautiful.
Exactly. Kind and honoring. Yeah. Caroline, do you want to say something?
Well, I guess I do. I just loved how you brought in 1111 and 222 and 333 because I see it all day long. Yeah. As soon as somewhere, it's like zoom, wherever it's going to be, it brings my attention. So yes, wonderful.
Yeah. So just notice, because it's a message, right? It's already there for you. So now you're setting the intention that you're getting that message by setting your alarm. The other number I use is 808. Because you can't do 888, but I did 808. So it's still, like later in the day, you're kind of winding down. So where are you at? Because this is you being, right? The practice of being. And being when nobody's watching you, when nobody's holding you accountable, when nobody's saying, hey, you're doing this for yourself. So it's a practice of being your greatest self, being your true self, being your authentic self, being the light within. Yeah. Your true essence, your true nature.
Beautiful. And this is a call that you're going to want to watch again and again, or listen to again and again, because there's so much wisdom and so many processes and so many clearings. You definitely want to go back and it'll be on YouTube. It'll be on my podcast, and it'll be here on the live page later as well. But definitely watch it again, listen to it again, and take advantage of the special offers, because like I said, that 25 minutes, with Maria, even or the 45 minutes is going to be life-changing and like honestly invaluable. It's like I was pleasantly surprised, I'll be honest, of how much we were able to do in like 20 minutes, right? And and like you were so spot on. It's like, oh my God, like you were able to read my mind, because as I was thinking it, you were saying it. It's like, yeah. So it was great. And then as well as the group calls and the other clearings and activations that can help you to do more for yourself every day. Awesome. So thank you so much, Maria. This is beautiful. We'll have to have you on again for sure, because I know we didn't get to all the questions, but we'll definitely have to have you come back.
Yes. Thank you. It was my pleasure to play with you, to co-create with you. And I look forward to working with all of you and being back on your show. Thank you so much.
Oh, love you. Thank you. And thank you everyone for your questions, your feedback, and your comments. And until next time, continue to live your life filled with joy, peace, love, abundance, and happiness. Sending you all much love and blessings always.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Many blessings.
Bye, everyone.